for the ambient microphone.
Right.
Yeah, let's give them a hand. Please remain standing or rise for the national anthem that will be performed by the Capitol High Choir under the direction of Mr. Beatty.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Graduates, you may now be seated. Well done. How about that choir? How about that? Welcome to the Capitol High Commencement Ceremony for the class of 2017. My name is Brett Zanto, the principal of Capitol High, and I would like to thank everyone for being here today to support this graduating class. What a beautiful morning. I'm sure that many of you are sitting in the stands right now are hearing comments such as, "I can't believe she is sitting here today. It seems like she just started kindergarten," or "It seems like he just started high school," or even, "Wow, it is getting warm out. I'm glad that we are graduating early today." Today is a great day. It is a time to celebrate and honor the accomplishments of the students seated here this afternoon. It is a closing of one chapter of a book and the beginning of a new chapter. Please keep in mind that on behalf of the staff of Capitol High School, our goal is to ensure that those seated before us today are equipped with options to chase their dreams and equipped with options to reach their aspirations. As many of you are aware, in our district, we have been closely tracking ACT data along with our PLC model of professional development, or as students may refer it, that teacher meeting time that occurs every Monday. Due to the efforts of this class, Capitol High School was selected this year as the Montana College and Career Transition Award recipient for the ACT College and Career Readiness Campaign. Yes, this graduating class of 2017 was involved in the midst of many curricular changes at Capitol High, most of which all started their freshman year. These seniors sitting before us have really paved some impressive roads that other classes are now following. The class of 2017 rose to meet and defeat the challenges set forth in front of them. From second place finishes in the State Science Bowl, as well as the State Science Olympiad, and let's not forget the seniors before us that led the girls' soccer team to a second place finish this past fall. Finally, let's not forget that math team consisting of 3 of these senior students who are one of 2 teams currently representing the United States in the COMAP International Math Modeling Competition. Wow, how about Capitol High? Aside from the successes, the graduates before us today will face even more challenges in the ACT or the curricular modifications found at Capitol High. However, as exemplified by the perseverance shown so far, They are well prepared for the obstacles that will come their way. Seniors, no matter where you go after today, all of you share one common bond, and that is Capital High School. Some of you will go far, some will remain near. At various moments in your lifetime, you will think back on the events, the memories, the good times or bad times found inside and outside the hallways of CHS and of this ceremony today. To the Capital High class of 2017, job well done. At this time, I'd like to introduce the individuals who are assisting with our celebration today. The orchestra is under the direction of Mr. Zach Harris, and the choir is under the direction once again of Mr. Thomas Beatty. As for the individuals up here on the stage today, starting from my right, fellow administrators, Mr. Walt Chauncey, Mrs. Kathy Kidder, school board members Sarah Sullivan, Sanjay Telwani, and Luke Miskevich. Also, Assistant Superintendent Greg Upham, and our distinguished guest speaker today, David Newman. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Greg Upham to the podium for his welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Zanto, and congratulations, class of 2017. I've watched this class from the time you came in as freshmen, and it's been impressive. As Mr. Zanto had said from the very beginning, you met and exceeded what was put in front of you in all areas. In all areas, to the point where the other people in the state are asking, what in the world is going on at Capitol High? And I said, nothing simply more than just hard work, and they have swagger. You really do. I'd like to, on behalf of the Helena School District and Mr. Jack Copps, who is not able to attend with us, he had a medical procedure and he's very sorry. I want to thank the Helena community for their support of our schools and the passing of a major, major bond. You can clap. For those of you that voted for the bond, the water's free. For those of you that didn't vote or voted no, it's $10 a bottle. You know, when I look at classes in my previous life of being a principal, I was an assistant principal at Capitol for a period of time and a principal at Helena High for a period of time. When you start to see the level of success that this class and this school is producing, you have to look at the balance too. You really do. You celebrate the excellence that you've established for this community and this school and yourselves and your classmates, but at the same time, you have to be balanced. And so as I was thinking about what to say that may stick, I went to the end of a lifetime instead of the beginning, because you're at the front of it and you're exceeding and you have high standards. I guess when it's all over, you just want no regrets. No regrets. And when I looked at no regrets, I saw a book by Bonnie Bear, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, A Life Transformed by the Dearly Departing. When you're out there pushing hard for money or title or success, you have to remember that these 5 things are probably the most important thing in your life. Number 1, I wished I'd have had the courage to live a life true to myself, not to the other life others expected of me. You have to be true to you. Number 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. You have to find the balance. I wished I'd have had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. You have to make yourself a promise today that the friendships that you've created, you're going to take care of, because you have to cultivate them, because you're going to move to different places, you're going to be in separate things, you're going to grow differently. You have to make an effort to maintain those friendships. And the last one is, I wish that I'd let myself be happier. So those are 5 important points that the other end of the spectrum is saying back to us as we begin lives and we chase that fast pace that we're in. So the 2 rules that I would give my students on graduation day or throughout their high school of their life, they're very simple. Work hard, have fun, and don't confuse the 2. The thought for the day, balance. In Helena, we are extremely proud of you, Capitol High, and we love your swagger.
Now is the time to honor those students who have excelled academically during the past 4 years. Our first award is the Full Bore Award. What is the Full Bore Award, some of you may be wondering? Well, these are the recipients. These are the students who have taken at least 8 or more credits of either advanced placement, honors, and or accelerated courses receiving a B letter grade or higher. They've also achieved a minimum of a cumulative 3.5 GPA. They've graduated with a minimum of 26 credits, and they have no outstanding past or current disciplinary issues. So at this time, I would like to please call these students forward. Grace Allen. Emma Anderberg. Leah Arizumi. Elijah Beckstrom. Mary Brigman. Emily Buscini. Eamon Byrne. Aaron Cummings. Trevor Drenville. Riley Dunn. Kellen Elder. Nathan George. Kip Giddings. Emily Griffiths. William Gross. Tatum Hastings. Annalise Helbling. Bailey Jacobson. Cassidy Lucas. Tanner McMahon. Keely McNew. Connor Morrison. Jack Murphy. Malin Nelson. Caleb Noble. Liberty Oldroyd. Carter Pappas. Peyton Pappas. Claire Peterson. Kelsey Pip. Elijah Rose. Rylan Rousey. Shay Sampson. Colin Sassano. Emily Schumacher. Jamie Sine. Hadley Snortland. William Southworth. Kaysen Spencer. William Stukaloff. Robert Tabarachi. Madeline Ulmer. Lindsay Vandale. Bryn Walker. Zachary White. Anna Young. And Jaslyn Young. All right, thank you, Full War recipients, for all of your efforts. Thank you. Next, we have a class of 2017 Summa Cum Laude Awards. These are students with a minimum GPA of a 3.9. At this time, I would like to call these students forward. Ashley Sarah Crum. Chelsea Colleen Ebelt. Marcus John Wellnell. Zachary Gerard Brandt. Jade Hans Belstad. Abigail May Passage. Kaysen Kyle Spencer. Emily Ann Griffiths. Shelby Nicole Van Hilmerk. Liberty Lynn Oldroyd. Connor Scott Morrison. Kelsey Alice Pip. Colin Patrick Sassano. And Bryn Alana Walker. All right, well done. Thank you for your efforts. Next, we have our class of 2017 salutatorians. These are the students who earned 1B throughout their entire high school career. At this time, I would like to call these students forward. Riley McKenna Dunn. Tatum Ann Hastings. Lexi Grace McMillan. Madeline Bradbury Ulmer. And Sydney Kara Bangerter. Congratulations to our salutatorians. Next, I would like to announce the class of 2017 valedictorians. They graduated with a GPA of a 4.0, and these are the students that obviously received the highest GPA for the class of 2017. At this time, I'd like to call the valedictorians forward. Leah Masako Arizumi. Mary Elizabeth Yates Brigman. Eamon Thomas Byrne. Kaylin Coburn Cummings. Kellen Dean Elder. William Carl Gross. Avery Anna Klungland. Alyssa Marie McGee. Tanner Michael McMahon. Keely Marie McNew. Jillian Lee Mergenthaler. Jack Gabriel Murphy. Caleb Byron Noble. Carter Chris Pappas. Peyton Clark Pappas. Morgan Ray Richardson. Elijah Hunter Rose. Rylan Alexander Rousey. Jamie Patricia Sene. William Ryan Stukaloff. Carter Ryan Wald. Zachary Thomas White. Margaret Elise White. Anna Catherine Young. And Jaslyn Jermaine Young. All right, congratulations to the class of 2017 valedictorians.
While our minds are on someplace else, we are going to take a few moments to reflect on kindergarten year. When I heard Ozzy Osbourne sing the lyrics, "I'm going off the rails on a crazy train," I found a direct relation to the first year of our schooling. In my case, as well as many others, we had our backpacks packed with our necessary supplies months in advance. We would periodically unpack and repack our backpacks just in case we forgot something. This excitement caused us to bounce off the walls and talk until our parents scream, "Enough, you're driving me insane." For others, our nerves got the best of us. The thought of leaving our parents and actually having to do work was horrifying. Getting graded on our performance was atop this list as well. Fear led to emotions and a downfall of tears short after. For all of us, the inability to take a nap when we felt the need to was even more of a catastrophe. Even though we would fight back, we desperately needed one. Getting us to be quiet was impossible as well, and lining up to go to gym or music. It was similar to herding cats and dogs. But as we take a look back, all these events, the little crazy things, were only preparing us for life.
One sunny September day, 12 years ago, all of us went to our first day of kindergarten. As the wheels on the bus went round and round on that first fateful day of school, we unknowingly began to forge relationships with our peers that would last over a decade. As the wipers on the bus went swish, 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 we took the first steps in our educational careers as we explored the incredible power of our young minds. When the horn on the bus went beep, 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 we started upon the most formative years of our lives, where every day brought new adventures and exciting changes. Kindergarten was the first step in our lifelong mission to discover ourselves. We all began at different schools, cities, and states, but for some reason, we ended up sitting here, graduating from Capital High School as the class of 2017. And even though kindergarten was a glorious time, we all know that the wheels on the bus go round and round, and time must go on.
Looking back to the elementary days, going into first grade was a monumental change that can best be described by Bruce Springsteen. Sparks fly on E Street when the boy prophets walk in, handsome and hot. We finally made it to the big leagues. It was a tremendous feat which we accomplished through intense finger painting and nap times. Walking in with our heads held high, dressed in our favorite clothes, as if with no weight on our shoulders. The world was at our feet. It was the first rung on the ladder of our 12-year education career, which we once seemed interminable. Now we stand here today endowed with 12 years' worth of accomplishments, skills, and memories. Memories of which we share with both new and old friends that are forever ingrained in our minds and made us who we are today. Again, we walk before you like we did that first day of first grade, with our heads held high and the bright horizon in our sights.
First off, congratulations on being here today, and I am so very grateful that each one of you made it. Now that we are here, I think it would only be necessary to take a flashback to elementary, particularly the second grade. Second grade was a time filled with arts and crafts and multiplying numbers by other numbers. Crazy stuff. It was the first time that most of us were introduced to the Bill Nye Science films and or the Magic Treehouse books. We were planning goals of finishing books in 2 weeks or getting a good grade on a multiplication test. Simple times. Now look, we are planning our future filled with new friends, new experiences, and new obstacles. However, you never know what is going to be lying ahead and or what is going to be happening down the road of life. What I say to you, to class of 2017, as Outkast said in the song Miss Jackson, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. You all get to write down your own plans, and the best part is the mystery that lies within that. Thank you all for a wonderful 4 years, and good luck with the road of life.
The second grade was second to none. We returned after summer with one of 12 major years under our belts. It was nearly impossible to imagine graduating from high school as a 7-year-old. And now that we are graduating, it is difficult to recall memories about just how great the times were. These days, we worry about which outfits we wear, when projects are due, and how much battery is left on our phones. Back then, life was simpler. The only stress we had was over whether or not Mom packed Gushers for snack time, who would win the next kickball game at recess, and when the next dreaded fluoride mouthwash would be. In our minds, the second grade is characteristic of a carefree lifestyle because the burdens we carried were only proportional to what we could handle. The same holds true now. Thanks to progressive maturity and acceptance of responsibility, our struggles only seem challenging because they have had to become more complex and more trying in order to match our capacity to overcome and succeed. As Bobby McFerrin said, in every life we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. In life, there are always unexpected twists, turns, and surprises. When these tests and trials come your way, just stay true to your 7-year-old inner self. Brush the negativity away and face them head on with the confidence of a second grader riding a bike without training wheels. And always remember, don't worry, be happy.
When do I start? Just after the gun clapping? Just when they're done clapping.
Little ditty about Jack and Diane, 2 American kids growing up in the heartland. Jackie gonna be a football star, Diane debutante backseat of Jackie's car. John Mellencamp's 1982 classic, Jack and Diane, depicts a snapshot of what many third graders desire. Girls wanting to grow up to be beautiful like their mothers, and boys aspiring to be athletes, admired by their community. Each child yearning to be and do something great one day. Times were simpler back then. A carefree world with kickball, cool lemonade, blanket forts, and sleepovers. The world was so small back then. We played sports, made friends, and laughed. We lived in our own little worlds and lived life to the fullest. Our minds were so creative, we would adventure and explore. We called this third grade, where creativity ran wild and innocence was still at its peak.
Now, I want you all to think back on 4th grade. Most of you probably won't remember what went on that year, but I'm sure we all remember the excitement of reaching those double digits. We were now one of the upper classes at elementary school, and people would always ask us what we wanted to be when we grew up. Some of our answers were probably similar to the lyrics of the popular song by the Pussycat Dolls. When I grow up, I want to be famous, I want to be a star, I want to be in movies. Back then, our answers may have seemed a little unrealistic, but all of us are still being asked this question today. Some of us may have changed our answers a little, but hopefully we have all held on to those ideas of those big dreams. When we were in 4th grade, we were not afraid of having big goals and dreams. So think back on the confidence we had, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be the superhero we all dreamed of.
Fifth grade. The following words of Jeff Foxworthy may sound familiar. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? 'Cause there's gonna be a test later. Teacher, teacher, now we're back in school. Are you smarter than you used to be? In 5th grade, you're the top dog. You look at the 1st graders and wonder if you ever neglected to wipe your nose. You're whipping out those paragraphs in cursive and mastering your multiplication. It's a race to see who can get to the tire swing first at recess and who can win a game of Foursquare. Your biggest concern is what's for lunch that day. I hope it's not Sloppy Joe's. Life's pretty good. You know boys exist, but the drool and funky smells still have you convinced that they have cooties. You're excited for middle school because you're no longer captive in a single cell all day. In 5th grade, many of us hadn't even met each other yet. But here we are, 7 years later, getting our diplomas and saying our goodbyes. Now it's time to go out and leave our impact on the world. Congratulations, my fellow classmates. We did it.
Cool Kids by Echo Smith is a song about growing up and finding where you fit in. 6th grade was just that. It was a time to make new friends and branch out. Moving from a small elementary school to the crowded halls of middle school was a big adjustment. With this change came more independence and responsibility. With elementary school behind us, we moved into the world of class schedules and homework that seemed as if it would never end. With the help of our teachers, we navigated our way through subjects that opened our eyes to new ideas and possibilities that the future holds. We were back to being the youngest of the school, and just like the song, we wished to be like the cool kids of 7th and 8th grade. But 6th grade was a good year and the start of new friendships that many of us still have today.
In 1976, the band Thin Lizzy released the song The Boys Are Back in Town, a song which heavily revolves around friendship. For me, going to 6th grade was the official start of my manhood. Bigger school, more people, new friends. I literally felt like I was being given my man card. Now, ladies, I have no clue what you would call it, but for me, I became the true man of the house. For most of us, 6th grade is where we were forced to break out of our shell and go meet new people. Little did we know the new friends that we were making would likely be our buddies throughout high school and possibly the rest of our lives. We defined our friend group in 6th grade, and in reality, it gave us our first glimpse of college life. A new school and possibly a new city where we will all definitely meet new friends. An even bigger man card in my eyes. But even though we will make new friends in college, we will forever stay connected to that group of buddies we made back in 6th grade. So wherever next year may take you, don't be afraid to make new friends. But when you do come back to Helena, Montana, don't forget about your day one buds and remember that the boys are back in town.
Seventh grade, the most central year of schooling before everyone seemed to find their true niche or their own clique. I was lucky to have two awesome teachers who gave me true confidence in who I was and what I was going to accomplish in the coming years. As Nicki Minaj gracefully states, I am not a word, I am not a line, I am not a girl who could ever be defined. Coming from a powerful woman in her industry, this says something for the ladies and the gents. Nobody can define who you are. That is solely up to you. Words are heard, but actions speak the loudest. Be friends with everyone, bring each other to the top, and stay there. Capitol High is a leader. and we have the ability to carry this on our own journeys. Middle school may be a fog for most of us. However, those were the intermediate steps to where we are today. Thank you to each person who has contributed to my own future.
During 8th grade year, we're at the top of the food chain in middle school, and all of us think we're so cool. We start to have more freedom in our classes, and we're 1 year away from being done with middle school. But yet, we have so much ahead of us that we still don't know about. There are different and exciting possibilities in the future as we transition from middle school to high school. On My Way by Phil Collins describes the journey we take as we adventure from one school to the next, to new friends and new places to see. We still have some peers and interests from middle school, but now we're moving onward and upward, and even now, we want everyone to know that we're on our way to new beginnings.
As Philip Phillips says in one of his songs, "Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, because I'm going to make this place your home." 4 years ago, we all walked into the new school, all wondering what was going to happen after we graduated. We walked in with similar fears, like how we were going to find our classes, how we were going to remember where they were, the upperclassmen, the teachers being late, fitting in, or even finding new friends or staying friends with the ones we had. We heard the horrible stories about high school from our siblings or friends, which most turned out to be wrong. We went from our familiar place, called middle school, where we thought we knew everything, to a brand new school that was the unfamiliar road ahead. After a couple weeks went by, everything became familiar. As freshmen, we never knew we would soon be spending hours upon hours and making a million memories at the school. We may have hated some times that came from it, but after our freshman year, it soon became our home.
Freshman year, going from being the ruling class in middle school to the babies of Capitol High, I think we all felt a little overwhelmed. As such, many of us adhered closely to the reminder, "Big girls don't cry," immortalized by the prodigal mind of our time. Thank you, Fergie. That's right. Yet we also thought that this could be the start of something new, which is why it feels so right to be here with you. I remember one day I found myself making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. And it hits me. We're living young and wild and free. Thanks for laughing. And yes, we're under pressure. But if we just stop, collaborate, and listen, we could make high school GLAMOROUS. So girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. In doing this, we managed to form nearly familial bonds that carry us through the year. It seemed like too soon we found our first high school year coming to a close. The show goes on, school is out for summer, and we were moving as one class with one resounding voice, which sang out in unison, as in some high school musical, "We're all in this together."
Sophomore year. Although it was only 2 years in the past, it seems like it was ages ago. Maybe that's because it was a completely different age. No offense to the current sophomores, but we were just kids back then. In fact, the word sophomoric means pretentious but immature. Why'd I get this year? Think about it. Sophomore year was the last year to be young and free before the stress of ACTs, AP, SATs, and all those stress-inducing acronyms. That's why I chose the lyrics, "We Are Young," from the song Fun. And it was a fun year, marked by the last PACER test ever, an early spring break thanks to bomb threats, getting your license finally, and if you were in my English class, the Latin-based dating game. So, thank you to everyone for making sophomore year truly unforgettable.
Junior year is the in-between stage where we are afraid to graduate, but we also can't wait to get to the rest of our lives. This is a time that we think of as the peak of our high school experience. Semi-charmed by Third Eye Blind is how we all want something else. We want to feel alive for the short amount of time that we have left, but we are struggling to survive the pressure of junior year. That's why we are all looking for something else. More late-night football games, more crazy dance like nobody's watching moments, more state basketball titles, and more crazy adventures. The best things in life aren't the material objects we get, but the memories we make with those around us. In life, every moment matters, and in junior year is when we began to make the most of what was left of our high school moments. As we get older, the only thing that speeds up is time. So let's make the most of the time that we have, because we never know what crazy loops are going to be thrown at us. Okay.
Can you hear me? All right. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. In the 80s, Tears for Fears encapsulated our senior year with their song, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. This was it. Our last year in public school. Our last year with all these people you've grown up with. Possibly the last time some of us are all in Helena. After today, your life starts. We all go our separate ways and make something of ourselves. There is no turning back. All we can do is look back at this year and hope that it has prepared us. We can remember the good times and the year that was. As I look back with fond remembrance, I realize how proud I am of each and every one of you for making it. Now, let's see how far you'll go. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back.
I swear this is the last one. Okay. So, be leaders, believers in yourself, and mean it. I mean, you only get one shot. Take it or leave it. I said I'm not throwing away my shot. From Hamilton, the musical. As valedictorians, we have spent the past 4 years to striving not only receive the highest grades, which probably satisfies some pretty proud parents here today, but also to become our best selves in order to prepare us for the future. So while yes, we are your valedictorians, we are also your fellow classmates in a group of students that are extraordinary and will lead to the betterment in all fields and aspects of life. However, this diploma will only get you so far. Beyond that, it's all you. To take a chance on your goals is one of the most terrifying things you might ever do. But what's success if you weren't a little scared to see how far you could go? Very few people in your life will stand next to you through every decision telling you what to do. So I'm telling you now for your future self to remember. Make your decisions what you know borely, where it'll take you, what it will help you accomplish, and take your shot if it's what you really desire. Your life path is your decision. Don't dwell on the what ifs and the has-beens. Take a shot and dive wholeheartedly into everything you do. I stand here looking out at my fellow classmates and their parents, knowing how far we've come and how far we can go, whether that be MIT and Stanford, the Montana schools, and every option in between, or those of us chasing a little girl's daydream of becoming a professional ballerina, like myself. This is the first step into a future we cannot predict, and I will tell you honestly that by deferring school, I am certainly not throwing away my shot of a dream, and I hope you, my class of 2017, will do the same to be the entrepreneurs, educators, politicians, artists, anything you can dream up, and leaders of the future.
At this time, I'd like to call forth Mr. Thomas Beatty and the senior members of the Capitol High Choir.
Good morning. I just want to say a quick word about this tune. When I first broached the subject of a graduation song with this class, they wanted to do something both memorable and unique. And so a committee of seniors met outside class time in order to come up with a song from each of their 4 high school years that they thought would be memorable. And then senior McKenna Hansen mashed them all together into an original arrangement.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our student body president, Leah Arizumi, who will welcome our speaker today.
Hi. So, I will be introducing our graduation speaker, who is David Newman, and I'm going to give you just a brief introduction about her. So, David Newman was born in Helena, Montana, and was the former deputy administrator for NASA. She is also a Capitol High graduate and has a PhD in aerospace biomedical engineering from MIT. Newman provided overall leadership, strategy, and policy direction for NASA, and she also designed an advanced spacesuit that allowed for more flexibility and movement, which is actually being tested currently and will land this weekend. Dava Newman is the Apollo Program Professor of Astronautics at MIT. Please help me welcome Ms. Dava Newman.
Good morning, everyone. It is my great pleasure to be here. To the trustees, to the administrators, assistant superintendent, and Principal Zanto, to the Capitol High teachers and staff, to the family and friends who are here to share this wonderful occasion with us, and the Capitol High School seniors. Thank you for the invitation to share this very important day with you. How about a round of applause for our graduates? As a professor myself, one of my great joys is seeing students like all of you reach your dreams, turn them into reality, achieve really big things, and transition to this next stage in your lives. As the Apollo professor at MIT, one of my greatest sources of optimism is you, your generation. I call you the Mars generation. You will lead Helena, Montana, and the nation to new heights in empathy, love, and creativity. I want to invite you to take a moment or two in the next few days after the senior party to reflect on the lives of so many people who came before you, people whose own courage and love and sacrifice made it possible for you to be here today receiving your diplomas. Maybe it's your grandparents or your parents, an aunt or uncle, a teacher, a coach, a friend who gave you that support when you really needed it to move forward. Let's thank those who are with us today in the stadium. I graduated 35 years ago in 1982, and honestly, I don't remember who gave our graduation speech or their words of wisdom, but I do remember my classmates and my teachers and the senior party and being ready for the next phase of my life. And thinking about what I might say to you today, I thought, what can you possibly want to remember? Well, I came up with 5 lessons that I'd like to share with you. My first piece of advice or life lesson is to devote yourself to something bigger than yourself. Quoting John Glenn, America's first astronaut in orbit, I quote, "If there's one thing I've learned in my years on this planet, it's that the happiest and the most fulfilled people I know are those who devoted themselves to something bigger and more profound merely than their own self-interest," end quote. As many of you know, humanity's on a journey to Mars. We'll become interplanetary. It starts with my generation, but your generation is the one to accomplish that. This is why I call you the Mars generation. Our goal is to send astronauts to the red planet in the 2030s. Most of you will be about 40, which is perfect astronaut age. To get there, we need every single one of you. Whether you happen to be an engineer, an educator, or an electrician, there's a role for you to play. Whether your passion is poetry, planetary science, or politics, there's a role for you to play. Whether you're most passionate about exploration, like I am, about the Earth's environment, or equal rights for all, there's a role for you. In reversing the effects of climate change, we all have a role to play. And developing the marvelous technologies that will inspire the next wave of innovation, exploration, and imagination, healing and fielding, we all have a role to play. In inspiring a child, capturing the imagination of your friend, or building a bridge, showing compassion to those whom we must disagree, we all have a role to play. So lesson 1 is to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Lesson 2 is about infinite diversity in infinite combinations. This lesson I learned from Star Trek. One of my most important tasks as a teacher and professor and serving as a NASA deputy administrator was to inspire young minds and to advance the kind of science, technology, engineering, and math education to help empower your generation, the Mars generation, to take us to the new phase of space travel. I add in the arts and design, science, technology, engineering, arts, math, design, to be very inclusive, STEAMED for short. My partner and soulmate, Guy Trotti, he's an architect and designer. He helps me, the aerospace engineer, see things differently. He compliments me, makes me better. I think that's how we should think about it. The word STEAMED is important for me to use. It's not just STEM, it's about all of us. And women are underrepresented in the workforce when it comes to these disciplines. I'm STEAMED that Americans of color are also underrepresented. I'm STEAMED that last year there were 8 states where fewer than 10 girls took the AP Computer Science exam. I'm especially STEAMED in my home state, the state that I love, Montana. Not a single girl took the AP Computer Science exam. If our country is going to reach our fullest potential when it comes to science and discovery and economic growth, then we must be a place where everyone has the opportunity to reach their own fullest potential. So my goal, infinite diversity in infinite combinations. Lesson 2 is to be part of the solution when it comes to closing these disparities. Thank you. That brings me to lesson number 3. It can be summarized in just 2 words. You belong. Be bold, be fearless, dream big, and by all means, don't listen to anyone who tells you you can't do something or that you don't belong. Don't waste your time trying to explain yourself or your identity to anyone. After Capital High School, I attended the University of Notre Dame, and I was one of 2 women in aerospace engineering, so no one really looked like us. When I joined the MIT faculty, I was one and 35 male colleagues at our faculty meetings. But being first and second and third doesn't really matter. It's when we stop counting that we know we'll really have succeeded. I hope you've read the book, Hidden Figures, or seen the movie. Show of hands, who's seen Hidden Figures? It tells a story of a NASA pioneer named Katherine Johnson. She grew up in segregated West Virginia, where her father and mother had to move their family 120 miles so she could go to a school, high school, that allowed African American girls to receive her high school diploma. She's a mathematical genius. She graduated high school at 14, college at 18. She went to work at NASA's predecessor, the NACA, part of an all-women's team referred to as computers who wore skirts. Yes, the first computers were women and people, not the electronic machines. Within weeks, she broke the gender barriers and race barriers and just became one of the team members at NASA Langley's Space Task Force group. She actually literally got John Glenn into orbit. He asked personally for her to recheck by hand the mathematical calculations before his mission. He trusted Katherine more than the IBM electric computer to make his world-setting record into orbit, the first American to orbit Earth. She went on to play a role in virtually every human spaceflight mission, from Mercury to Gemini to Apollo, Skylab, and through the Space Shuttle missions. And in 2015, President Barack Obama awarded Katherine Johnson the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest honor a president can bestow on a U.S. citizen. And at the age of 98, she came with us last year to the opening, in her honor, a major Hollywood film about a nerd, a mathematician, a woman who just wouldn't say no and wanted to achieve everything to the greatest her potential. So lesson 3, you've earned this diploma because you worked hard. Lesson 3 is that you all belong and you can achieve whatever you dream of. Lesson 4 is to embrace failure. What? Embrace failure in improvisation. I sure wasn't comfortable with that when I was in your seat. I had my plan, I had my life plan. I was going to get married, 2.5 kids. None of that worked out. I learned a lot from failure, and I learned even more from improvisation along the way. So a personal story. Guy and I sailed our sailboat around the world in 2002 to 2003. It was an 18-month circumnavigation to teach students about exploration of sea and space. We stopped in 33 different nations and taught kids all over the world. This was on our bucket list. Well, if you're sailing 40,000 nautical miles, everything breaks. Everything fails. Sails tear, generators and engines leak and break. So we had our Apollo 13 moment when our hydraulic autopilot failed. We were crossing the Pacific Ocean, 2,000 miles away from the Galapagos, but still 1,000 miles to go to the nearest rock, which is the Marquesas Islands. Well, 2 people sail on the boat. We take 3-hour shifts. Things always break and fail on my shift. It was 1 a.m., lost the steering. I thought I was just tired and groggy. But what happened? Well, we had a crack in the hydraulics and it leaked, so we had no control. We were in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I wake up Guy and said, The autopilots failed. We are literally here without a way to go. So you get creative really fast. You learn how to improvise. Well, long story short, I had bought 4 liters of extra virgin olive oil in Panama to cross the Pacific, intending for cooking. Turns out, autopilot hydraulic fluid, extra virgin olive oil, same viscosity. I did the mixing experiment. Who would have known? Same viscosity. So we made our last 1,000 miles on 4 liters of olive oil. Who would have known? So we finally got it fixed when we got to the Marquesas. Well, just to tell you that story, because none of that was planned, it turned out for the best. We improvised. That was the name of the day. So if there's a part of you today that's still feeling a little nervous or a little unsure about the goals that you've set or haven't set just for the next year or two, let alone your life plan that's way beyond, fear not. It's okay. Those goals and adventures, they're going to morph and they're going to change. Just welcome those opportunities. The 4th lesson is to try something new. Try something that feels really uncomfortable. Those failures go a long way to teach you a great deal, and they might be life-changing, as I know mine have. I want to share one final lesson, and that's just one simple word. It's friendship. Seems like every day we turn on the news, we hear about all the things that divide us, things that divide our country, our differences, the things that divide humanity. But I like to highlight another part of our human story. A part that's written in the pages of science, discovery. I think it's in our DNA: exploration, love, and compassion. It's a story of astronauts from all different countries today, living and working up in the International Space Station, orbiting Earth every 90 minutes. Even when the leaders of our nations don't get along, we all get along as people. We can all get along as people when we find the very best in each of us. It's a story of people working together all across the U.S. and partnerships with 120 countries that I had the pleasure to work with, to see how everyone can help complete us, how everyone can make us better. It's a story of humanity and hope, people working together to cure diseases, unlock the secrets of our universe, and put human footprints on the face of Mars. Why? Because Mars and Earth are sister planets, 4.5 billion years old each. Mars has a 1% atmosphere today, carbon dioxide. What went so terribly wrong? 3.5 billion years ago, Mars probably had life. It was warm, habitable. Today, not the case. So all of our exploring out into the solar system teaches us about Spaceship Earth. And you graduates are the crew of Spaceship Earth. This planet is the one we need to take care of and take care of each other. Your human story is about lifelong friendships that you've made here at Capitol High School, the challenges that you've overcome, the support that you've received, and the love and desire that fuels your passions, the simple pleasures enjoyed in friendship, laughter, singing, dancing, exploring Montana's incredible nature and outdoors, maybe just hanging out and relaxing with friends. Whether we choose as a planet to define the human story in terms of division or in terms of friendship is ultimately up to you, your Mars generation, for you are the crew of Spaceship Earth. So as we celebrate your graduation, my great hope for you is that you'll search for ways to move forward in friendship, that you'll choose to be part of something bigger than yourselves, that together we bring humanity closer to Mars to be more enlightened about life here on Earth, and that you never forget that you all belong, and that you push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Here's hoping you never stop dreaming. Congratulations, Capitol High School, class of 2017.
And now the time we're all waiting for. At this time, reading of the class roll for the class of 2017 from Capitol High School.
Ready?
Kari Johan Abrahamson. Grace Catherine Allen. Nathan Norman Alm. Emma Marie Anderberg. Catherine Vivian Anderson. Kylie Lene Anderson. Lena Paige Anderson. Leah Masako Arizumi. Mariah Lynn Arnell. Justin Kyle Barch. Sydney Kara Bangeter. Cassandra Betsy Ann Barker. Seamus Connor Bartmus. Morgan Stefana Barch. Laura Marie Beard.
Did she say we were supposed to toss him down?
Elijah Stormcombs Beckstrom. Brock Jacob Belcher. Rena Claire Belcourt. Jade Hance Belstad. Emily Rose Bentley Jones.
Good job, Emily.
Riley Jude Berry. Cassie Marie Boudet. Sydney Marie Bickler. Bryce Robert Blossom. Catherine Alec Boardman. Matthew James Bolin. Sean Michael Bouchard. Elijah Matthew Boley. Bo Jean Brandon.
Zachary Gerard Brandt. Christopher Joseph Breland. McCoy Brandon Broman. Hunter Matthew Brooks. Corey James Broussard. Mary Elizabeth Yates Brigman. Gerald Daniel Buckman. Isabella Deanna Burke Block. Emily Rose Buscini. Eamon Thomas Byrne. Haley Marie Carroll. Brittany Lynn Cato. Naomi Harmony Childs. Hannah Lene Christopher.
Dexter Raymond Clark. Christopher Thomas Kalitzas. Mackenzie May Colvin. Casey Jean Conant. Samantha Marie Koner. Charlie May Conradi. Aiden Luis Cowie. Colton Robert Crofts. Katie Ann Cron. Ashley Sarah Crum. Erin Jessica Cummings. Kaylin Coburn Cummings. Tiffany Jean David. Twyla Jean Marie Davis.
Shelby Nicole Deerdroff. Tyler Laurent Demers. Brianna Christine Deshaw. Wesley Ross Devine. Braden Thomas Dorrington. Trevor Albert Drinville. Emily Siobhan Dunbar. Ike McHugh Duncan. Mackenzie John Duncan. Riley McKenna Dunn. Rena Emily Edinger. Chelsea Colleen Ebelt. Kellen Dean Elder. Nicole Elizabeth Elton. Tazen Tomas Evans.
Danielle Jane Ferrier. Benjamin Samuel Ferris. Caden Xander Fiant. Paul Cortez Field. Daniel John Fields. Erin Marie Fitzpatrick. Mary Elise Franks. Sarah Jo Frederick. Athena Christine Fremont. Robert Harold Nick Furtney. Thomas David Gardner. Nathan Joseph George. Kipton Joseph Giddings. Colin Donald Gillespie. Sydney Christina Grady.
Christopher Edward Gransberry. Connor Nevin Greeny. Emily Ann Griffiths. Seth Dawson Grimmett. William Carl Gross. Amanda Marie Gutowski. Bradley William Haller. Nikki Lynn Hamlin. Thomas Daniel Hampton. Victoria Jean Hansen. McKenna Ray Hansen. Seth Michael Harrison. Tatum Ann Hastings. Cody John Hawkins. Tamara Lee Hayward.
Paris James Hazlitt. Annalise Joy Helbling. Ariana Marie Heron. Brianna Lee Heron. Marcus James Heron. Robin Janine Holbrook. Benjamin Daniel Matthew Holdorf. It's Rochelle, right? Rochelle. Okay. Kiana Rochelle Holiday. Tessa Elizabeth Holshoe. David Wesley Hooper. Caleb Robert Jackson. Okay. Bailey Ann Jacobson. David Michael Jenks. Caitlin Laurel Jenner.
Lexi Ann Johnston. Zachary Linwood Jones. Aaron Joel Joslin. Avery Anna Klungland. Grace Elizabeth Cosina. Nicholas John Coons. Jonathan O'Brien Langendorfer. Wyatt Lee Laprame. Alyssa Mackenzie Larson. Hannah Vi Larson. Michaela Helene Latka. Riley Francis Lawrence. Bailey Kathleen Lightgib. Sarah Maureen Leslie, Bridger Ray Longtime,
Cassidy Ray Lucas. Lexi Grace McMillan. Sarah Catherine Madplume. Alyssa Marie McGee. Braden Patrick Malee. Duncan Brody Mann. Camden Marie Marcinek. Kobe Ray Martin. Cody James Matlock. Keegan Eugene Mays. Casey Nicole McAlpin. Abigail K. McBroom. Christian Scott McDuffie. Nicholas Hunter McCackern.
Congrats.
Molly McLeese. Oh, Marie McLeese. Sorry, Molly. Tanner Michael McMahon. Logan Michael McMillan. Brittany Dawn McNair. Keely Marie McNew. Nicholas Jordan McVeigh Touche. Logan Patrick McWaters. Lewis Garin Meeks. Jillian Lee Mergenthaler. Joseph Buddy Mergenthaler. Brock Andrew Meyer. Jacob Remmelmeyer. Isaiah Miguel Meza. Lindsay Caitlin Milam.
Congrats, buddy.
Jesse Lee Moody.
Raymond Harold Moore. Talon Thorne Morgan. Connor Scott Morrison.
Congrats, buddy.
Jack Gabriel Murphy.
Congratulations.
Isaac John Never Miss a Shot. Colton James Nelson. Malin Nelson. Caitlin Mary Nichols. Caleb Byron Noble. Cody Rudolph Norris. Luke Dwayne Olaf. Liberty Lynn Oldroyd. Amber Joyce O'Mara. Madison Marie O'Mara. Carter Chris Pappas.
Peyton Clark Pappas. Abigail May Passage. Matt Dylan Patterson. Victor Samuel Pavsek. Tori Ann Pearson. Claire Marie Peterson. Vance Ian Peterson. Kelsey Alice Pipp. Connor Stephen Pittard. McKenna Ray Pocha. Carolina Potsayu. Jaylee Pretty. Mariah Lynn Rath. Tyler Thomas Andrew Reed. Morgan John Reichert.
Morgan Ray Richardson. Rye Dalton Reiki. Paulina Danielle Roberts. Grace Allison Robinson. Evan Joseph Rodriguez. Elijah Hunter Rose. Kylan Dawn Caroline Rosling. Andrew Kyle Roston. Rylan Alexander Rousey. Alicia Ann Russick. Tyler Jared Ryan. Shay Taryn Sampson. Jory Madison Sappington. Colin Patrick Sassano. Ryan William Schneider.
Seth Aaron Schreck. Emily Sue Schumacher. Isaac Clayton Scottson. Jared Vernon Selva. Jamie Patricia Sine. Cassandra Dorothy Seaver. Kendall K. Sear. Christian Skylar Silk. Matthias Arnold Slayton. Quentin Michael Smith.
What's up, Tim?
Timothy Matthew Smith. Anna Louise Smits. Hadley Garner Snortland. Christian James Snyder. William Carey Kennedy Southworth.
All right. Logan Anthony Spady. Kaysen Kyle Spencer. Cody Tyler Spint. Megan Rose Steffen. Molly Ann Steffen. Cameron Robert Stevens. Victoria Lene Stipich. Adam Michael Strand. Leanne Marie Strand. Nicole Ann Strandberg.
Jacob Catron Streets Ballinger. Courtney Rochelle Strobel. Hannah Marie Stromberg. William Ryan Stukeloff. Last one, Jabo. Jabin Tyler Seavrud.
Good luck. Good luck. Robert John Tabarachi. Alexa Jade Tangent. Ashley Nicole Taylor. Elena Morgan Tenter. Amber Ray Thompson. Logan John Tice. Corbin Riley Tower. Jack Walter Trefsker. Jade Nicole Turner. Madeline Bradbury Ulmer. Shelby Nicole Van Helmrich. Lindsay Taylor Van Dale. Danielle Holly Voller. Thomas John Valesky. Good luck.
Carter Ryan Wald. Bryn Alana Walker. Jericho John Mark Wamsley. Josiah Michael Mark Wamsley. Josie Ann Warren. Ian David Weatherston. Marcus John Wellnell. Carly Ruth White. Zachary Thomas White. Callie Ann Whitehead.
Congrats, buddy.
Margaret Elise White. Terry Dakota Wilbanks.
Congratulations. Lane?
Lane Paul Williams. Carly Catherine Wilson. Jamie Jean Wilson.
Congratulations.
Tavia May Wine.
Congrats.
Anna Catherine Young.
Don't mess it up.
Jaslyn Jermaine Young. Marissa Dawn Zimmerman Leventes.
All right, I think it's time here. So at this time, before the conferring of the diplomas, I would like you to participate in the turning of the tassel, symbolizing your transition from candidate to graduate. Please move your tassel from right to left. And on behalf of the school board of the Helena School District Number 1, I declare the class of 2017 graduated. Congratulations!
Okay.
All right. Oh, Avery, thank you.
One more handshake. We're close to the end.
Hey, good job.
Well, it's up there, you know, in their residency.